Hello everybody, and welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today I'll be doing a Blu-ray collection update for June of 2021. Before I go any further though, please be sure to smash that like button, light up that fire button if you're watching over on Odyssey, and also to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Now, I have fallen a bit behind on giving a Blu-ray collection update, and so I wanted to be able to shout out some people, and also to be able to shout out some studios as well, who have sent me some things. And so first and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to Lionsgate for sending me this film of Minari. This is a film that got a lot of attention during Oscar season. It's a movie that I've been wanting to do a full review on for the channel, so please be on the lookout for that, which is one of the reasons why it's been taking me so long to do this collection update, because my wife had been wanting to see this film, and typically whenever my wife says she wants to see a movie, and then I wait for her to be ready to watch a movie, usually months go by. And so anyway, this film right here is available right now for purchase on Blu-ray and DVD wherever they are sold. Again, it's been on sale now for a while at this point, but again, a huge shout out to Lionsgate for sending me this copy to review, and I do plan on doing a full review of this at some point when I'm able to watch it, when my wife is actually ready to watch it. But this edition comes with the actual Blu-ray copy and also with a digital copy code as well. And as you can see also, it is certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes, which of course doesn't mean a whole lot, but I have heard from a lot of people who are followers of the channel that this is a pretty good film, and it's a pretty good drama, and I'm actually really excited to see the fact that you have one of the stars here of some of the really good seasons of The Walking Dead to be in this film is really cool to see. I'm just really happy to see him in a leading performance here, because he was already pretty solid when he was starting off on The Walking Dead, and I just feel like he got better and better every single time that he was able to, push himself forward. So Stephen Yeun, again, I believe that's how I pronounce his name. Again, probably messed that up, but Stephen Yeun apparently does a very good job with this film, so cannot wait to be able to check that out. All right, now I'm going to shout out some people. I believe I've already shouted them out before on live streams and such, but I wanted to give them a shout out during an official Blu-ray review video. And so first off, a huge shout out to Rosie G12, who always sends me really good stuff. And so she had sent me a while back The Quiet Man, a film starring John Wayne. And so another movie that is on my list of films to see. This actually comes from a new 4K scan of the original film, and so I imagine that the Blu-ray edition is going to be beautiful. Anytime that you have a 2K or 4K scan of original film negatives, they normally turn out pretty good. She also sent me one that I'm actually really happy to have in my collection now, because it is a Criterion Collection release of The Philadelphia Story. It's a movie that I have seen before, and I'm a really big fan of, starring Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, and James Stewart, as he's known here as Jimmy Stewart, as we know him now today, from 1940. Again, a very, very solid movie. Very happy to be able to own this now on Blu-ray, but also, of course, from the Criterion Collection, because it always comes with a lot of extra special goodies. She also sent me The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. This all came from the conversation that I'm not a big fan of Westerns, and so a lot of people on the channel were like, what do you mean you're not a fan of Westerns? Like, let's go ahead and recommend some to you. And so Rosie was like, please watch this film, because one, it stars Jimmy Stewart, and of course John Wayne as well. So this is a film also on my to-watch list because, well, it's pretty good. Also, John Ford is the one who directed this film, and so there's a lot of reasons to watch that movie, and so don't worry, Rosie, I plan to watch it as soon as I can. But one of the reasons why I have not watched that yet, and also probably some conjuncting reasons as to why, I guess I'll use that word today, of why I have been falling behind a bit, is because I've been on a huge Japanese film kick as of late. As you all know, I actually did the free trial, and I'm still in the free trial technically because it's 2 weeks, which is pretty awesome, of the Criterion channel, and there's just so much stuff on there, and I've been especially in love with the Zatoichi film franchise. I still have a couple of reviews to do for the Zatoichi film franchise, but one film I was able to watch recently was Kagemusha. Did a full review of this for the channel already, but I do have an extra copy of this to do as a giveaway in the near future. So please stay tuned for that, because not only is it a really awesome Criterion Collection release, Again, the quality of the film is gorgeous. Blu-ray transfer is very well done, as it always is from Criterion. And of course, it is also a very good story here, starring Tatsuya Nakadai, who always gives an incredible performance here in that role. Interestingly enough, the man who played Zatoichi was originally supposed to be the lead in this film, but he clashed with Akira Kurosawa, so I found that a bit interesting. All right, some other films that I've been sent, and I've shouted him out a few times, but now in an official video, I can shout him out, and Evan S is that person. He sent me a plethora of movies to watch, films that I had never seen before. So one would be the story called The Robe. This is a film, as a Catholic, that I've been told that I really have to watch, and that is very, very good. It was nominated for Best Picture and stars Richard Burton as Marcellus Gallio, a Roman centurion whose life is forever changed when he wins Christ's robe in a gambling game at the foot of the cross. So that sounds very, very interesting indeed. Also, he sent me another film that is known for being one that as a Catholic I should watch, and that is the film Beckett. Again, this is also a film that got 12 Oscar nominations back in the day when faith-based movies, or at least faith-inspired movies, would actually get some attention. Pretty interesting stuff there. But you got some pretty cool people in here. Of course, you got Peter O'Toole. You have Richard Burton in here as well. And so thank you, Evan, for that. You also sent me Demetrius and the Gladiators. So thank you for that. Apparently, this is the sequel to The Robe. Had no idea The Robe had a sequel, so very cool to have that as well. Also, we've got this movie called The Revolt of the Slaves, which apparently is also another faith-based movie. It says, in this biblical action adventure set during the waning years of the Roman Empire, Fabiola, the beautiful daughter of a wealthy patrician, falls in love with a Christian slave, Vibio. So, The Revolt of the Slaves. And he also sent me a TV series from back in the day, The Adventures of Captain Marvel. Yes, the original Captain Marvel, before there was any lawsuit. We, of course, know him today as Shazam. And so this is the old black and white 4K scan remastered edition of the original series, which also I still need to watch, from 1941. So pretty cool stuff to have that here on Blu-ray, and this is actually a release by Kino Lorber, who is another one of those companies, similar to Arrow Video, Criterion, who get their hands on films to do really good transfers of them and to help preserve them. Any company that's ever going to be a part of film preservation is always going to be pretty great in my book, and so that was a part of their project, as was The Revolt of the Slaves, was also a Kino Lorber release. I'm trying to see if any of the others were from Kino as well. No, just those. And so those are films that are usually lesser known or not nearly as well received, or just have fallen away and faded away in history because no studio has decided to do any official releases for them. And so they pick up the distribution rights and are able to put out some pretty good transfers. All right, so now I'm going to go into my collection update for my MVD Visual and also, of course, my Arrow Video collection. So shout out to MVD Visual for always sending me these movies. And again, apologies that I always fall behind on doing my official coverage of them. The first film, though, that I have been sent is an Arrow Video release. This is Irizumi. Again, I'm terrible at these Japanese pronunciations. It says, drawn from the pen of one of Japan's foremost writers of the 20th century, Junichiro Tanizaki, A Fool's Love, and the Makioka sisters, Irizumi is a stylish tale of lust, betrayal, and revenge directed by Yasuzo Mazumura, who did Giants and Toys and Blind Beast. So again, thank you for that Arrow Video release. We also have here a special edition of Lily's Light, the movie. Life is full of possibilities. When two curious members of Lily's crew discover the big book of little adventures in the lighthouse basement, the adventure begins. Messenger Pelican Pell-Mell brings news that newly orphaned Daniel and his pot-bellied pig, Oink, need a home. So it looks here like it would actually be a very fun kids movie. It says Mindy Sterling is in this, and also Felice Sampler is in here as well. So this looks like a fantastical movie for kids. So always cool to get these. And so this would be from MVD Visual. So thank you, MVD Visual, for that one. Another one here from MVD Visual is a film called Camino, starring Zoe Bell and Nacho Vigalondo. So a film called Camino. I've heard of Zoe Bell before, at least. It's a celebrated war photographer, Avery Taggart, on assignment in the Colombian jungle following a group of missionaries led by Guillermo as they bring meds to the poor. So Very much sounds like an action-based movie there. This is a movie where I was like, oh, I actually really like all of the actors in this film. I'm kind of very much intrigued. This is a film by Paul Schrader called Adam Resurrected. Adam Resurrected. So I've never seen this before, but as you can see, it stars Jeff Goldblum and Willem Dafoe. And as I've always said, Willem Dafoe is one of my all-time favorite actors. He always has done these incredible performances in pretty much every single thing he's ever done. Apparently, it also stars Derek Jacobi, who's also a solid actor as well. So this is actually pretty exciting to see here. So this is also from MVD Visual, Adam Resurrected. And of course, if you've heard of any of these films or have any recommendations of which films to watch first, please let me know in the comment section, especially the pinned comment, as that is where I'm typically able to see most of the responses. All right, we also have here, Feed the Gods. He's a legend, your history. Fun tagline there. Also from MVD Visual. MVD Visual also sometimes gets these kind of B-level horror films that they put out there, which are usually pretty fun. So it says, two brothers, and it says here, Resident Evil Afterlife's Sean Roberts and the Killings' Tyler Johnson return to a small mountain town in search of their long-lost parents, only to discover that the place has a monstrous taste for tourists. Rumors of a Bigfoot creature at first seem silly. So kind of a Bigfoot franchise movie type there, Feed the Gods. Another MVD Visual film here. Who is Harry Nilsson, and why is everybody talking about him? I don't know who Harry Nilsson is, but it says here, the Beatles said that Harry Nilsson was their favorite American musician. Nilsson won 2 Grammys and was the recipient of 17 gold records, yet he is relatively unknown today. Actually, that's very interesting. Yeah, the fact that he would have won those accolades, and yet I don't really know who he is either. So anyway, MVD Visual has here a documentary on him. It says the definitive documentary on music legend Harry Nilsson. So that is available now on Blu-ray. Another film from MVD Visual here stars Senta Berger and Luke Miranda, a shocking giallo from director Duccio Tessari. It's called Puzzle. Stranded in London with no memory and no identity that he can recall, a man who believes his name is Peter struggles with amnesia after a car accident with little information to help him solve the puzzle of who he is, an attempted murder, and a strange series of events that lead to the discovery that his name is in fact Ted, and that he has a beautiful wife, Sarah, waiting for him in the world-famous Italian resort town of Portofino. Kind of sounds like the movie Unknown. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, starring Liam Neeson. A very similar plot where he's in a car accident and wakes up with amnesia, and then you find out there's this whole other subplot there. But sounds pretty interesting nonetheless. And obviously here looks like from the 1970s, potentially. Yeah, 1974. So the movie Puzzle sounds pretty interesting. Another film, also from MVD Visual here, is also one that has a credible cast. This is a film by James Franco. So James Franco actually made this film and stars him, Megan Fox, Seth Rogen, Joey King, Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, and Jackie Weaver, who I love. Jackie Weaver is a fantastic actress, but it's called Zeroville. It was a decade under the influence and one man in the middle of it all. It's a lost soul, Vicar, played by James Franco. It's a lost soul journeying through the lands of myths, beauty, and monsters, Hollywood, 1969. All right, so it's actually set during a period in time, so that actually looks pretty interesting, actually. Very, very nice. So again, James Franco's film. But I feel like I heard about him directing a movie. I don't know if it was this film or not, though, to be honest. All right, and then another film on DVD that I've been sent is Omerta, The Act of Silence. Not all sins are forgiven. It's a pretty great tagline there. It says, at a time when political power and legal jurisdiction rest in the hands of men connected on the inside, one man discovers that the Omerta of loyalty and respect is nothing more than smoke and mirrors. So this is a DVD from MVD Visual as well. So again, mafia-type film right here, Omerta. All right, a couple more to talk about. So first off, we have Horror Pops, live at Wiltern. So this is another one of these Blu-ray CD combo packs that they typically will do. Yeah, Blu-ray, DVD, and CD combo pack. So if anyone is a fan of Horror Pops, this is, again, not just a live show, but also a CD and DVD of it. And then the last one is a huge collection from Arrow Video, 5 classic Italian crime thrillers. So I've actually never really dove into Italian cinema before, but it's called Years of Lead. Or rather, Years of Lead. Why did I say Years of Lead? I don't know. But I'm going to keep it in anyway because I like doing these videos raw. So 1970s films Italian film says, the 70s were a time of intense uncertainty and instability in Italy. Political corruption and widespread acts of left and right-wing terrorism, alongside a breakdown in social cohesion and a loss of trust in public institutions such as the government and police, created a febrile atmosphere of cynicism, paranoia, and unexploited rage. So that's what leads to these films. And it looks like you got films Stage of 3, Colt 38. Trying to see what other films are listed here. Says The Savage 3, Like Rabid Dogs, Colt 38 Special Squad, Highway Racer, the film No, the Case is Happily Resolved. So, got tons of Italian cinema films here. All these available in Arrow Video. And again, these all come with their own individual Blu-ray cases. Arrow Video always does incredible releases. It also comes with an Arrow Video booklet, as well as a lot of these special edition cases actually do. And again, Arrow Video always does some really good stuff. And those are the Blu-rays that I've been getting and receiving and collecting over the past month or so. I plan on getting a lot more, especially right now. There's some Prime Day deals going on right now. So definitely hope to be able to get some hands on some more movies there. But anyway, let me know your thoughts about any of these movies in the comment section below. And again, a huge shout out to MVD Visual, Arrow Video, and Lionsgate, and of course, Evan S. and Rosie G12 for sending me all of these films to talk about just a little bit. And again, hopefully to put some individual reviews out on the channel at some time in the future as well. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, smash that like button, light up that fire button. It really does mean a lot. You're all amazing and beautiful people. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge shout out to all of my June Patreon and Subscribestar members: Andrew Hoyle, Biffer the Hobbit, Brian P., Dion, Don Bruno de la Mancha, Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father, Father Damian Cook, Garrett Searles, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jacob Juice, Jeffrey Toone, Jonathan Carney, Laura the Modern Major General's Story, Mike Jackson, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, On to June, Orange Hat Reviews, Out of Step with Reality, Priscilla Hall, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Teresa Martin, Theodore Bendon, and rather Teresa Martin is Miss Martin Muses now, Tina Bojan, Tina B., and Washington Madranda. Thank y'all very much for being my supporters on Patreon. And to my Subscribestar peeps, Fast Reaction, Nosferatu Gatsu, Stand For, John B., Perpetual Punster, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., Dean Heiss / The New Number 2, J. Rod the Beer Guru, Nevanon G. Adams, and ZK Man. Thank you all very much for being my Subscribestar members. And if you want your name shouted out at the end of every video and live stream, please consider joining on Patreon or Subscribestar. You also get access at other tiers to things like a bi-monthly podcast, bi-weekly, twice a month podcast that I do with John the Flick Pick Flickinger, which is a lot of fun. There's also a tier in which you can join me once a month for the Chosen of Valhalla live stream, where you all get to, at that level, join me for discussions, talk about any projects that you might be working on, or just hang out and have a good time. It's a lot of fun. And also, too, for many of those levels, you also get access to a giveaway section on the Discord server, where you get access to giveaways of things like 4K movies, digital codes, and tons of other stuff like that. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, check out the links in the description and sign up over on Patreon and Subscribestar. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.